Good morning, friends. Welcome to Go Long, a show that focuses on local sports and faith, includes thought-provoking interviews with area coaches, players, and sports figures, unashamed Bible discussion, and the one and only, it's back, the popular and entertaining WOYK Scoreboard Show. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B.
Good morning.
Alrighty, thanks for being with us because we've got a dandy with us this morning. I mean, check this out. Central York's head football coach, Jerry Yanchek, Dallastown's head volleyball coach, Jackie Stevens, and the Fawn Grove Kennedale's head soccer coach for the boys, Matt Logue. Wow, how about that lineup?
It sounds pretty good to me.
Wow. As Paul addressed believers in Rome and explained his mission in the book of Romans, for I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. You know, that is our mission on Go Long, as we celebrate the accomplishments of our local athletes, coaches, and sports figures. We do so in an unashamed, faith-based way. All right, we're friends. Throughout the show, please text your prayer request to 717-350-8591. You may also send those prayer requests throughout the week to 717-350-8591 as Becky B leads us in prayer as we close out each show. Alrighty, you know, it's red hot, Ed hot, it's downtown Ollie Brown. Becky B, grab the mustard. This is the Grand Salami of faith-based sports radio shows brought to you by Sports Radio 98.9 FM, 1350 WOYK, First in York and First in Sports, and our friends Kelsey Jean and Kylie Jane at Red Barn Home Decors, you know, where home staging not only makes dollars, but Red Barn Home Decors, where home staging makes sense. You wanted it? You asked for it, and you're going to get it. This is the WOYK Scoreboard.
In the Go Long girls tennis match of the week, in a battle of York Adams Division I unbeatens on Monday in Circletown, the New Oxford Colonials blanked the Red Lion Lions to improve to 3-0 in Division I and 7-0 overall on the season. For the Circletown girls, straight set single wins by Anya Rosenbach, Allison Horick, and Kaylin Balco. And then to top it off, the Colonials also swept the doubles matches, with wins by doubles partners Alex Wolf and Jocelyn Loss in the number 1 doubles match, and Emery Miller-Kellner and Kylie Wampler in the number 2 doubles match.
The New Oxford Colonials also with a 5-goose egg shellacking of the Dover Eagles on Wednesday as they sit on top of the Division I standings with a 4-0 Division I record, 8-0 overall. Also undefeated in Division I are the Dallastown Wildcats with a 4-0 division record. They're 10-0 overall. The Wild Things with a non-league 3-2 win over Exeter on Tuesday, a dominant league win over Southwestern on Wednesday, and then another non-league win over Cedar Crest on Thursday as the Wildcats continue to win.
And in Division II, DeLone Catholic sits on top and remains unbeaten with a convincing 5-0 blanking of the Susquehannock Warriors in cross-division play. The Squirettes with singles wins from Ella Knox, Bailey Stetter, and Brielle Bauman, and doubles wins from teammates Ashley Hethcock, Gabby Erdman, Michaela Miller, and Kaylee Filgerter.
In the Go Long golf match of the week on Wednesday afternoon at Heritage Hills, the Dallastown Wildcats were 4 strokes better than Central York. Lane Gross led the Wild Things, shooting a 68, and Central York's Dallas Inch was best to show as Inch fired a field-leading 64. You know, and just in case you're keeping score at home, the Central York Panthers are 29 wins, just 1 loss now. Dallastown is 26-4. Just 2 matches left on the York Adams League schedule. And here's the deal. Only one of these teams will move on to play in District 3 golf action.
You know, I think that's pretty much a shame.
Yeah. They're both. Yep.
That close like that.
Absolutely.
And in the Go Long volleyball match of the week, the Dallastown Wildcats stay unbeaten in league play with a 3-1 win over the Southwestern Mustangs. For the Wildcats, Kira Lynch with 15 kills, Libby Bloss with 13 kills and 12 digs, Erica Warner booked 11 kills and 10 digs, and Annabelle Criswell handed out 37 assists. We will talk with Dallastown's head coach Jackie Stevens about her team in just a bit.
In the Go Long Field Hockey Game of the Week, it was the Aunt Nellie. Grab him by the ear, drag him out behind the woodshed, and give him a good old-fashioned whooping Game of the Week as the Red Line Lions improved to 6-1 with a 9-0 spanking of the Eastern York Golden Knights. Jenna Hodgkinskin and Haley Johnson each with a pair of goals for the Lions.
In the Go Long Boys Soccer Game of the Week, the Fawn Grove Boys playing host to the boys from the Rock, Paper, Scissors as Kennerdale and Susquehannock matched up in a Division II rivalry game. This rivalry is the real deal and dates back to 1952 when these two schools first met in football. Kennerdale and Susquehannock in the boys soccer derby.
Rack up this win for the Kennerdale Rams as they pound the net for 5 goals and win over the Susquehannock Warriors 5-1 in York Adams Division II play. For the Rams, Dylan Logue led with a hat trick, and teammate Ryan Schwab and Jason Blau with goals as the Rams improved to 4-0, 1-0 in division play. Aiden Hardester with a pair of dimes and Colin Jester with a dime as well. Looking forward to talking with Kennerdale's head coach Matt Logue in just a bit as well.
And here's a look at the York Adams boys soccer standings. Leading Division I is Northeastern with a 3-0 record in Division 6-0 overall. They're the real deal. Southwestern and Central York are tied at 1-1 along with Spring Grove, and then Dallastown is at 1-0 in the division. In Division II, New Oxford is leading the division at 3-0, 5-0 overall. Susquehannock at 2-1, and York Suburban at 2-2. And in Division III, York Catholic leads at 4-0 in division play, 5-1 overall, followed by DeLone and Biglerville tied at 2-1.
Alrighty, hard to believe, but it is week 4 in high school football. This week kicked off with the Susquehannock Warriors playing at home in the Rock, hosting a perennial PIAA powerhouse, the Manheim Central Barons. The Warriors play smash mouth, run right at you football featuring senior running back workhorse Michael Fox. Fox already rushed for 495 yards and 5 TDs early in just 3 games this season.
And at Robert Lau Memorial Field, the Manheim Central Barons took care of business with a 28-7 win over the Susquehannock Warriors. The score might not tell the whole story, as the Warriors had the ball inside the 5 2 times and couldn't get points. For the Barons, running back Bryson Arnold with 19 touches for 138 yards and a rushing TD, while quarterback Zach Hahn connected on 17 of 21 for 273 yards and 3 touchdowns. Warriors running back Michael Fox racked up 96 yards on the ground with 28 carries.
He is a workhorse.
He is a workhorse.
Yeah, New York Adams Division I matchup, the 2-1 Stangs of Southwestern hit the road, Jack, to take on the Wild Things of Dallastown. The Dallastown Wildcats still carrying around a goose egg in their backpacks. The Stangs, with their only loss of the season, coming at the hands of a very, very good Circletown boys in New Oxford.
And this one caught us off guard a little bit, as the Dallastown Wildcats picked up win number 1 with a 24-20 come-from-behind win over Southwestern. It was fourth quarter special teams play that pulled this win out of the hat for the Wildcats, including a block punt returned 36 yards by Jalen Cook for a Wildcat touchdown, and an 82-yard kick return to pay dirt for Michael Scott for Dallastown. Dallastown's sophomore quarterback Cody the Keebler Elf Kistner with touchdown passes for Jack Mahoney and Michael Scott.
Alrighty, we're looking at York Adams football. The Papertown boys taking on Central. The Spring Grove Rockets with an offer for the season. The Central York Panthers unblemished and smack dab off an impressive 39-0 win over the Hempfield Black Knights. This one has all the makings of a visit from Aunt Nellie. Ooh, doggy.
Watch out behind the woodshed for this
doggy,
one.
Aunt Nellie.
The Central York Panthers led 35-0 at the half and went on to tastefully knock out the Spring Grove Rockets by a 56-7 score. The Panthers offense controlled the line of scrimmage as they crossed the goal line 8 times on 9 possessions. We will talk with Central head coach Gary Janchek in just a little bit about this win in his team.
Alrighty, don't look now. But the York High Bearcats booked win number 2 of the season on Monday as they hung a crooked number 42 on the board and were 2 points better than the Carlisle Thundering Herd. Can they run their record to 3-1 as they host the winless Nor'easters in a Division I matchup? And just so you know, York High's league-leading running back is just a sophomore. Now you see him, now you don't. Shavane Anderson, as he's racked up 577 yards and 5 rushing TDs to lead all York Adams runners in just the first 3 games of the season. That's almost 200 yards a game.
That's amazing.
Can York High do it? Can York High win another?
And this was an easy one for the Bearcats as Shavane Anderson and Shamar Ginn led the way with a 61-7 York High win over Northeastern. What a pounding.
Don't count them out. Don't count them out. In an important York Adams Division II early season brawl, the 2-1 Dover Eagles journeyed to Circletown to take on the unbeaten 3-0 New Oxford Colonials. Last season, New Oxford pocketed all the Division II marbles, while the Dover Eagles finished in second place. This one just might determine the early season Division II favorite. And just to set the mood, New Oxford pounded Southwestern last week 42-27. Are you in the mood, Becky B?
I got the mood. Book with Division II win for the New Oxford Colonials as they shellac the Dover Eagles 30-7. For the Colonials, senior quarterback Idris Amatov completed 11 of 19 for 144 yards and a passing TD. Amatovic also carried the skin for a rushing TD.
The unsubdued Golden Boys of Eastern York are 3-0 and have outscored their opposition 133 points to just 14. Woo! The Golden Boys a win this week over the Kennerdale Rams, and the cat is out of the bag. The Eastern York Golden Knights are in the fight for the Division II Cat's Eye.
Eastern York's Quinn Bramble tossed a pair of TD passes in the last 51 seconds of the first half to lead the Golden Knights over the Kennerdale Rams in a hard-fought contest, 26-20. Quinn Bramble also with a pair of rushing TDs in the second half of play.
The 1-2 Suburban Knights hosting the 0-3 Dogtown Boys in a skirmish to show the York Adams League they are alive and well. Can Coach Miller's young defense slow down York Suburban sophomore do-it-all running back C.J. Rissmiller? By the way, Rissmiller crossed the goal line 4 times before the band played at York Catholic last week. Will old Mother Hubbard come to the Hubbard to give these dogs a bone and find it to be bare?
The cupboard was bare,
Mother Hubbard.
The poor dogs had to have none as York Suburban knocked off West York 28-12 on Saturday
Send Aunt
afternoon.
Nellie out to visit old Mother Hubbard one of these days. Hey, alrighty. The Smallsville boys are sitting at 2-1 with their only loss of the season coming in not 1, not 2, but 3 overtimes at the hands of the boys from the Rock, Paper, Scissors, the Susquehannock Warriors. The Snacktown boys with an early season Humpty Dumpty. Littlestown at Hanover. All the makings of a Friday night munchie snacks for the Bolts.
And snack they did as the Littlestown Thunderbolts dominated the Hanover Nighthawks 42-0. I wonder if Aunt Nellie was there too. For the Bolts, quarterback Alex Popoff popped off for 8 of 12 pass completions for 214 yards, and Dylan Herr rushed for 3 touchdowns.
Aunt Nellie is a snacker, by the way.
She is.
Guys, Mark Twain once put it, history does not repeat itself, but it does rhyme. Isn't that interesting? Well, if that's the case, you just might want to start looking for something that rhymes with Delone. Maybe
Cone? Ice cream cone?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I like
Ooh,
that. Yeah, from your street treat, baby.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe something like York Adams Division III Throne.
Ooh,
or
yeah.
Delone, the gemstone of Division III. Ooh,
It rhymes.
Yeah, I'll let you use your imagination. But Delone Catholic was 0-3 last season entering division play, and then ran the Division III table. Becky B, is Mark Twain right? Does history rhyme?
I think maybe Mark Twain was, I don't know, a little mixed up there. But anyway, Delone jumped out to a 30-0 lead in the first stanza of play and held on to notch win number 1 by a score of 37-20 over the York Tech Spartans. For the Squires, first quarter touchdowns came on runs from Brady Dedenburn and Gage Robotali on a passing TVs from Denver Ostrom to Gage Zimmerman and Ostrom to Levi Hohenstein.
Alrighty, as Ron Ruman would say.
Oh, and Ron Ruman knows what to say.
One of these teams will get off the schneid ride and win their first game of the season as the winless Fighting Irish of York Catholic trek on over to Bermudian Springs to tug of war with the winless Eagles. And just in case you're keeping score at home, York Catholic has been outscored 140-19 this season, and hoping it's not too late to close the old barn door.
Well, this one was all Bermudian as they win easily over York Catholic 44-7. For the Eagles, quarterback Tyson Carpenter picked up his hammer and saw, and open receivers connected on 5 of 8 passes for 174 yards and 3 touchdowns. Eddie Seabright with great vision as he hits holes for 123 rushing yards for Bermudian.
Alrighty, the boys from the Apple capital of the world hoping to get the Foley Food Mill out of the cupboard and even their record, as this one is ripe for a Big Lavelle saucing of winless Fairfield Green Knights.
And it was a red, delicious saucing for the Big Lavelle Canners, led by 13 at the intermission and went on to handle Fairfield 19-0. For the Canners, touchdown runs by Landon Taylor and Aiden Hoffman and Bo Forney connecting with Tyler Spasacino for a passing TD.
The Cigar Town boys plan to keep the flames alive as the 2-1 Red Line Lions cross the river to take on Lancaster Lebanon's Elizabethtown Bears. Will the Lions stay unbeaten? How will it be? Lions, Tigers, or Bears?
Oh, my!
Ooh, okay.
Well, the Red Lions manned the Elizabethtown Bears 39-0 as senior quarterback tossed the pigskin for 4 touchdowns, including a pair to Jaden Jelinski and 1 each to Elijah Morales and Damon Cedrone. Dane Strasbaugh and Mason Jar Hollingshead with rushing TDs for Red Lion.
Alrighty, Becky B, yesterday you traveled to Big Springs in Newville to check out the Ben Blosser Cross Country Invitational. Can you tell us about those runners?
Oh my goodness, talk about a field full of runners. You turned into Big Springs and all you saw were buses lined up for a quarter mile. And York County was very, very well represented there. Ending up in first place in the junior high division, the New Oxford boys, and first place in the junior high division, the Southwestern Middle School, Dallastown coming in third. Ending up in first place, the Dallastown girls in the AAA division. York Catholic was second in Class A as well.
Alrighty, hey, the York Revolutions, J.T. Hinson went the distance on a complete game effort, and the offense had a record performance as the York Revolution flat out smacked the Spire City Ghost Towns last evening, winning 15-4 in front of 5,616 fans at Wellspan Park. With the win, the Rebs improved to 71-54 heading into today's season finale game. What a season they've had. You know, they're not going to be the playoffs, but they've had a great season. You know, York has now won 6 of the last 7 series. They're 13-5 in the last 18 games. 71-54 their season record. They hold the league's 3rd best record overall, a top 4 mark in franchise history, and now lead Northern Division playoff clubs Long Island by 5 games in the overall standings and Lancaster by 8.5 games. The Revs improved to 42-21 playing at home at Wellspan Park on the season. You know, the York has drawn more than 5,000 fans now for the 8th time this season, their most since the year of 2017. The Revs are averaging 3,000. I do this because this is a celebration.
You know what? Yeah. It's a great place to go.
It is.
It's good
fun.
Family fun.
It
really is. And it doesn't cost an arm and a leg either.
It's fun, and it's good baseball. The Revs are averaging 3,456, more than 800 fans per game than last season. Isn't that wonderful?
That's awesome.
Alrighty, hey, this afternoon, first pitch today, 2 p.m. at Wellspan Park here in York. York County native Nick Parker is going to take the pill on the hill for the Revs. Wow, you want to get out and see
Nick.
Yeah. You want to get out and see Nick pitch. You know, just finished actually this season for Virginia, pitching in the College World Series. Hey, you know, good luck, Nick. It'll be fun to watch you. So, again, get your tickets. Get on out to Wellspan Park. Tickets are on sale at YorkRevolution.com, or you can pick them up in person at the Shipley Energy Ticket Office here in York. And, you know, if you absolutely just can't make it, listen to the best in the business, Darrell Henry, with that call as the York Revs finish out their season today. What a great season. It's just, you know what? I just want to celebrate just the York Revolution being here in town. It took years and years and years to get a minor league team, get a professional baseball, I should say, back in York, and we did it.
Absolutely, and thanks to a lot of local business people who really worked hard and campaigned for that, built a beautiful stadium and a facility that's used year-round, really, by the York people.
Absolutely. Alrighty, now let's celebrate the accomplishments of our local athletes. Hey, how about Spring Grove's Andrew Austin playing football for Fordham University? He was freshman safety, was named the league's Rookie of the Week, as Osman made 6 tackles, 4 solo tackles, as Fordham wins last week in football play over Buffalo. Congratulations to Spring Grove's Papertown boy, Andrew Osman.
And let's celebrate Braden Long from New Oxford and Kayla Dorsey from York High, both attending Slippery Rock University. Braden was named the PSAC West Offensive Athlete of the Week after completing 19 of 24 passes for 312 yards. And Dorsey, who used to be going to Ship and has transferred to Slippery Rock in the offseason, had 118 rushing yards, a touchdown, and 14 carries on Saturday.
Alrighty, hey, Slippery Rock still undefeated as they beat Millersville yesterday. Congratulations, Braden Long, Jaden Dorsey, also another York High boy playing football for West Virginia. Jaheim White, the last weekend as the Mountaineers won over Duquesne, Jaheim rushed for 110 yards and his first career touchdown on 12 touches. Well done.
And celebrating from Central York, Bo Pabula, playing for Penn State University. As we know, he led Central York last year, an amazing job, and he's doing an amazing job up at Penn State, coming in as a backup quarterback last week, playing against Delaware. He completed 3 of 5 passes for 22 yards and a touchdown, while running the ball 8 times for 46 yards and a score.
Alrighty.
And played again yesterday over the Illini.
Yep. And how about Dover's Abby Deal playing her college volleyball for York College this week? The Spartans fell to Lebanon Valley, but Abby Deal of Dover had 35 assists, 6 digs, 4 aces. Well done, Abby Deal. It's just great to celebrate, those athletes who are playing college, sports, right?
Absolutely. And, we have quite a few of them here from York County.
Yep. Alrighty, friends, let's go long. Today's topic is about enthusiasm, being enthusiastic. And believe it or not, the Bible does talk about enthusiasm. Do you believe that, Becky B?
I absolutely believe it. The Bible talks about a lot of important things.
But first, just a couple of quotes, non-Bible. Walter Chrysler said the real secret of success is enthusiasm. Okay, if Chrysler says it, that probably has some sense. Mm-hmm. And then a guy I absolutely just love to read quotes, but I love his book is wonderful. John Wooden, former basketball
UCLA
coach, yes, mm-hmm. Hall of Fame basketball coach from UCLA, says this about enthusiasm. Others may have more ability than you. They may be larger, faster, quicker, better jumpers, but no one should be your superior in respect to team spirit, loyalty, enthusiasm, cooperation, determination, fight effort, and character. That's John Wooden. And this is interesting. I know you'll find this interesting. The word enthusiasm, the roots of word comes en, right? Uh-huh. Enthusiasm means...
That's called a prefix, yes.
Yeah, it means in or within, and theos, God. So, in God. Isn't that interesting?
Or having God within you.
Yeah. It means
having God within. Do you remember the
Yeah.
song? Did you ever sing it like at Bible school or something? Like, I have the joy down in my heart.
I have heard that.
And the enthusiasm down in your heart, too. All within, yes.
Okay, I'm with you. So what does the Bible say about being enthusiastic? We certainly all agree now. It deals, as Chrysler says, it deals with success and business success in our personal lives in many ways. And John Wooden talks about it as being successful in athletics.
Oh, absolutely. When you see on the floor, on the playing field, wherever you are, how many times have you just felt the whole mood of a game switch?
Yeah.
When, all of a sudden there's a team that just pulls up that spirit and enthusiasm, and just, I mean, they literally grab the game by the horns and grip it and go for it with just their enthusiasm for the game. It's awesome to watch that.
Absolutely.
Switch.
Momentum and enthusiasm go hand in hand, right? From the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verses 23. Whatever you do, do it enthusiastically, as something done for the Lord and not for men. Now, there's a theme created here. And then also in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verses 7. Work with enthusiasm as though you were working for the Lord rather than the people. So here's the thought. You will be, in things you do in life, you'll be rejected. You'll have times when you lose. You'll have times when you do not succeed. You'll have times when your peers, maybe your coaches, maybe your teachers, maybe others just don't believe in you, right?
Absolutely.
And so here's the deal. The answer to that is, first of all, do it with enthusiasm, because that is contagious, and they will look at that and often give you the benefit of the doubt. But secondly, if you judge yourself by working for the Lord rather than for the win, for the contest, for your friend, for your teachers, if you're working for the Lord, and if that's how at the end of the day you look at the mirror and you judge yourself, guess what? You'll be successful, right,
Absolutely.
Becky B? Yeah. And here's what I mean. 2 Timothy chapter. Timothy, I can't say it.
How about Timothy, dear?
2 Timothy, chapter 2, verses 15. Do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who does not need to be ashamed and who correctly handles the word of truth. From the book of Hebrews, chapter 6, verses 10. God is not unjust. He's not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help him. That's the deal, right? Do what you do for the Lord, right?
So when the world's down on you, God's with you.
Absolutely. And do it with enthusiasm, and you will be successful. And do it for the Lord enthusiastically. As Becky B said, if you have the Lord inside you, right? Mm-hmm. Right? And if that's at the end of the day, and it will be how we are judged, you will be successful, my friends. All right. What does the Bible say about being enthusiastic? Again, from the book of Colossians. Whatever you do it enthusiastically, as something done for the Lord and not for men. Alrighty, we'll be right back after this message from our sponsors.
Hey WOIK listeners, Daryl Henry here with Kelsey McCullough, Kylie Taylor, the owners of Red Barn Home Decors. Kelsey, tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing.
So Kylie and I bring in our furniture and decor to either a vacant or occupied home, and we allow buyers to create emotional connections with the home by envisioning their family in that space. Doing that allows the buyer to get top dollar for their listing and also sell it in the fastest amount of time.
Kylie, tell us about the benefits of Red Barn in particular.
Home staging is very important in the selling process. It really makes sure that your home sells in the quickest amount of time and for the top dollar. Some of our statistics here are homes sell in an average of 4.5 days and for over 16,000 over asking.
Kelsey, how would folks get in touch with Red Barn?
Please feel free to check out our portfolio at www.redbarnhomedecors.com. You can also check out our social media pages at Red Barn Home Decors or give us a call.
Can't get enough of the birds?
717-817-.
Sports Radio 98.9 and 1350 WOYK has you covered. Join us all season on Mondays at 6 for the Baltimore Baseball Show, hosted by award-winning Orioles and National Baseball writer Dan Connolly from The Athletic Baltimore. Exclusive in-depth interviews plus the latest insight and analysis on the Orioles every week. Talking baseball and the birds every Monday at 6. The Baltimore Baseball Show on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Naya kicks the pitch. Swung on, hit deep, left center field. Has he done it again? Has he done it again? He did it! Rhys Hoskins with a two-run game-tying homer here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And it's 6-6.
You are on York's home for the Phillies.
Welcome back to Go Long. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B. You know, the Kennerdale Rams in boys soccer looking to repeat as division champions in the York Adams League. Off to a great start. They absolutely shellacked their crosstown rivalry, the Susquehannock Warriors, earlier this week. With us now, the head coach of the Rams, Matt Logue. Matt, tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself and introduce your team, please.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Let's see, I coach, this is my fourth year at Kennerdale. As a head coach, I was the assistant for a couple years before that, and coached locally with our rec and our travel program to start, obviously, when the kids were younger. So it's been a good season. We're in our, like I said, I'm in my 4th year. So that's where we're at.
All right, Coach. You had several players who were Division All-Stars last year. Most of them are back. Tell us a little bit about the leaders of your team, please.
Yeah, we graduated 5 seniors, two that were starters. So the majority of 9 of our starters are back. We have our goalkeeper, obviously Logan Sumner, played on ODP team and went and won a national title with his team. And a couple other, more kids this year play for club teams also, which helps our program. Starting from the back to the front, Ben Zimmerman, he plays up in Hershey. Midfield, Jason Blau, he plays in Hershey. Dom plays over PA Classics. Dylan just plays for the school team. And then Aiden Hardister plays for a Maryland team. And who else is Ryan Schwab, he transferred 2 years ago he played for the Baltimore Union down in Baltimore and moved up here. So we have a good group of solid kids that know how to play the game this year.
Okay, and a hat trick against Susquehannock by a young man with the last name of Logue, right?
Yeah, it was definitely unexpected. I didn't think it was going to be the way the game went. The boys, they knew what to hit. They knew, well, it's Susky firsthand, so it's a big game to begin with. And they went out and jumped on him early, and Dylan just was feeling it that night and had 3 quick ones in the first half. He's off to a great start this year. He's doing really well.
Speaking with Kennerdale's head soccer coach, Matt Logue. Coach, tell us about your style of play. In soccer, I'm a basketball guy, and there's different ways to play the game of basketball, and I know there's different ways to when you hit the pitch in soccer as well. Tell us a little bit about your style.
Well, we like to possess the ball. We've worked a lot the past 2 seasons, especially possessing and connecting our passes a lot more. For as long as I can remember, it was always a kick and run. And every now and then the boys will try that, and I'm like, that's not what we do. We like to possess and connect our passes. We attack from the back. Our outside backs are phenomenal. Ben Zimmerman and Micah, they come up and join the attack. Levi stands strong in the back and holds it down back there, and then our midfield to our top 3, our middle 6. I'll put them up. I would put them up against anybody right now. They're strong. They like to attack. They're hungry. They go get it, and they know they have to work back. So, they just like to attack and go get it. And then defensively, we're strong. I think last season we were pretty solid. I think our defense was one of the best in the county.
Now, Coach, you said you'd put your team, those middle 6, up against anybody. Who do you see as some of your most, what would you say, challenging opponents in the YAIAA?
York Suburban's always tough for us. And New Oxford this year, they're off to a great start. They're really well coached and have a good group of kids over there. We play them this Thursday. So it's going to be one of our toughest challenges this week is New Oxford.
Coach, our go long topic of the week is enthusiasm. How do you coach enthusiasm? What does it mean to you?
The boys have the enthusiasm. It's all about buying into the program. It comes from within you. You can't really coach. You can talk about it and say, hey, we need to get up for this game. You need to, get up for one another and be there and support each other. But it comes down to them. These boys have played together since before middle school, so they're bought in. They're here for the game. They enjoy it, and they bring the enthusiasm themselves. They really come in, day out, ready to play, there for each other, pick each other up. Not too often we have to step in and say, hey, we gotta step it up a little bit. We talk about intensity, enthusiasm, but they bring it almost every day for us. So it's really not that.
Well, today on Go Long. Yep. Go ahead, Coach.
No, it's just really not that tough to have to teach that to them when they bring it in every day.
Today on Go Long, we celebrate head coach of the Kennerdale Rams, Matt Logue. What a great coach throughout the league. You know, Coach, they talk to you about it being a fundamental, just solid soccer coach who represents the Kennerdale Rams, you know, the community in just a tremendous, just a well-mannered, good man way. And I value that, Coach, and I know others do as well. So we celebrate your accomplishments. Look forward to the Rams as they look to repeat as the York Adams Division II champions. Coach, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, friends, we'll be right back with the head coach of the Central York football team. They're also doing pretty well.
They are.
We'll be back with Coach Janchik in Central York in just a bit after this message from our sponsors, Red Barn Home Decors.
Hey, WOIK listeners, Daryl Henry here with Kelsey McCullough, Kylie Taylor, the owners of Red Barn Home Decors. Kelsey, tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing.
So Kylie and I bring in our furniture and decor to either a vacant or occupied home, and we allow buyers to create emotional connections with the home by envisioning their family in that space. Doing that allows the buyer to get top dollar for their listing and also sell it in the fastest amount of time.
Kylie, tell us about the benefits of Red Barn in particular.
Home staging is very important in the selling process. It really makes sure that your home sells in the quickest amount of time and for the top dollar. Some of our statistics here are homes sell in an average of 4.5 days and for over 16,000 over asking.
Kelsey, how would folks get in touch with Red Barn?
Please feel free to check out our portfolio at www.redbarnhomedecors.com. You can also check out our social media pages at Red Barn Home Decors or give us a call at 717-818-1207. Red Barn.
And we're back with Coach Janchik from Central York. Coach Janchik has been around the block a little bit, his 40th year of coaching, and he just seems to keep on reloading at Central York.
Welcome to Go Long, Coach.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
First of all, off to a great start of the season. Gosh, you just blow out Hempfield. Then probably no surprise, you give Aunt Nellie, a visit to Central York as you take on the Papertown boys this week. Gosh, Coach, tell us about your team. Are you unstoppable? Are you unbeatable? What do you have?
Yeah, for the first 4 games.
Okay.
We're at 4-0, but that's, that means nothing. You're just, what have you done for me lately type deal. And, we played really good defense the last 3 weeks. And, our varsity really pitched a shutout against Spring Grove, our second came up to score. But I was just really pleased because they just run to the ball so well and get there in a bad mood. And you got a chance, when you're doing things like that. And we have quite a bit of talent on that side of the ball.
Well, Coach, I think you have talent in all phases of the game. You seem to run the ball. You throw the ball well. Like you said, you're defending well early in the season. What I haven't seen in the box scores, and I really haven't had a chance to see you, although I'm looking forward to it, special team plays. You got to think, as the season winds down and you get to York High, week 10 of the season, and then you get into the playoffs, maybe it's the special teams are going to be what takes it to win.
So I hope so. We are very, very lucky to have a tremendous kicker / punter. His name is Matthew Parker. Matthew's a junior. He's got a big frame. He's 6'3", 205 pounds. He kicked 8 balls into the end zone last night, and I think 6 went beyond the back end line. And that's such a huge weapon because it's so demoralizing and frustrating. I used to have the unfortunate deal playing behind Central, and every time you go on offense after they would score, they hit it, knock it into the end zone. And in high school, it's very frustrating because now you're starting at the 20 every single time. So he really, sets the table for us in our special teams game. And then punting, when he gets a hold of one, it's like watching home run derby. And you go, whoa! You watch the opponents and the opposing coaches come over and say, holy cow, your kicker's amazing. So, pretty special guy. This past summer at Penn State, Coach Franklin was standing 6 feet from him. This was about 5 weeks ago, and he nailed a 60-yarder. So I'm hoping that only a junior this fall that he will continue, to be consistent and do what he needs to do and be a really special player.
Well, he sounds like a fine young player, and tell us more about your team, Coach. Tell us about your senior leadership, please.
Senior leadership has been really tremendous. Last year, I compare it every year as a coach,
and we didn't have a large senior group, so this year we knew we did. And, it's always like the tables are turned and now it's your senior class, and you have to rely on them, good or bad, and they're either going to carry you or not. And this group, the best way I can explain this was when these boys were sophomores, only 2 started, and we were playing Wilson in the playoffs, got beat on a nail-biter, missed the field goal. Matthew was a freshman at the very end of the game, and so we lost it to them, and the sophomores were devastated. You would have thought it was like their first loss from the time they've been playing Pee Wee football. And it was like they were the senior group. Not that the seniors weren't upset, but I knew we had something special in terms of them expecting to win. So it all starts with our running back, Joel's Goff. Joel's got banged up against Cumberland Valley, held him out last week. He was not 100%. He was about 75%. Last night he told me he was 85%. And he is fun to watch. He's very explosive. His ability to jump cut and hit another gear is just, you can't coach that stuff. But it really makes us go, and that's why he'll be attending the University of Pittsburgh as a tailback next year. So that's kind of like the start of our offense. This year we had a real strong battle at the quarterback position, and then sophomore Brooklyn Nace edged out juniors Maddox Topko and senior Hayden Johnson, and it was a close battle. And Brooklyn continues. You're a 10th grader and you're going up there for the first time. You improve every week. You learn the speed of the game, and the thing that helped this young man is that he started varsity basketball as a freshman last year, and we have a very good basketball team. And so when you're getting that varsity game experience, it doesn't matter if it's another sport, it really carries over. And so that was really needed for this fall. And then on the defensive side, our inside linebacker tandem, Dominic Grove, who was a first-team All-State 6A guy last year, really sets the table on that side of the ball, and just makes us, really makes us go. So he, running around to the football all the time and just being there and getting all of his teammates, around the ball as well. Coach, I'm not calling you an old-timer, but you've been around, you played college football in the early 80s. Has it changed a lot? Have you had to change what you do, maybe especially offense, or the more you think about it, the more it's the same? What's your thought on the game?
No, I think the game's changed dramatically. This is year 40 for me coaching, and I look at that as just thrilled to still have the opportunity to coach the best game ever invented, in my honest opinion, just because it's the ultimate team game. But it changed. I was a winky quarterback, and I threw for almost 1,200 yards, and that was earth-shattering. And you'll have guys do that in the first 3 weeks here of the season. So I think the game, in terms of the passing game, the traditional sense that you had at one point in time, where you could load the box with your defenders, that's gone. If you're not prepared to defend someone that's an empty, and then the next play, they're all over the place with multiple formations, the no huddle aspect, I think that's not done as much at the high school level as it is collegiately. So we're a big no huddle team. I think that really can help, because it does limit what you can do defensively in high school. Unless you have 11 starters on D and a total 11 starters on offense, it's hard to get plays called in terms of your schemes and what you have to do. So it makes it difficult to prepare. But the game, we always seem to follow the college game, and then the college game
Coach, you like we said, you have been around quite a long time in coaching, and you've had the ability to coach some tremendous players. How do you keep the enthusiasm going after that amount of time?
Well, I think if you don't have enthusiasm, it's time to retire. It's time to get out and pass the baton on to someone else that does. But I just have a passion of fire about football. Like I said, I just love working, with young people, seeing them get better, and it's a challenge. We were very blessed to have Bo Football at Central York, and very like a proud dad today watching them run around a little bit against Illinois. I DVR'd it because I had some work to do, but it's and then you say, all right, well, who can be the next Bo Football? No one's going to be the next a repeat of a guy, but what can you do to help them improve their game? And when they're eager to learn and watch film and develop mentally as a football player, that's just a huge aspect of it.
So is Friday your favorite day of the week?
Without a doubt. And it's exciting. Once in a while you'll get a game on a Saturday or now Thursday night with our shortage of officials. And that throws a little bit of a monkey wrench into things. We played twice this week. We came off the game with Hempfield, and it was 9 minutes, 48 seconds to go in the second quarter. So it literally just changed first and second quarter. And then the Lightning came, and then we had to take that thing all the way into Monday night. Very, very short week, and then play on Friday. So it's, a little bit of an odd deal to do that, but it didn't feel anything like traditional high school football, even though you're trying to pump up 8 Monday night football. It was Monday afternoon football. We actually kicked it off at 4 to finish that particular game. But Friday nights are special. I think they're special for, number one, the players, because they get that memory of, every game they played. And if you're really passionate about the game, you'll never forget that stuff. And so that's why I think every high school player and every high school coach, just really loves that. And, you watch high school guys, you watch pro guys, but when you interview, like if you interviewed a former NFL, or if you interviewed a current NFL player right now, I'm sure that probably 90+% of them will tell you guys that their favorite experience ever was high school football. Just playing with their teammates, their buddies that they grew up with, and it's such a unique thing. And I think that's really special.
Coach Janchik from the Central York Panthers. Coach, on Go Long, we celebrate the accomplishments of our local coaches and players. And today, we celebrate you, Coach. What a tremendous career you've had. What a tremendous impact you've had on many, many young men and the community that you've influenced. Coach, you're a good man. You're a good coach. Thank you so much for all you've contributed.
Well, like I said, just very happy I've gotten the opportunity and hopefully made an impact somewhere with someone, but I just really enjoy it. So thank you for the opportunity to speak with you guys today.
Okay, and what a legend of a coach. And we're moving next to another legend who has touched the lives of numerous young women here in the county. Talking next with Jackie Stevens from the Dallastown Girls Volleyball Program, former All-American at Juniata and former coach at Spring Grove. Coach Stevens.
Coach Stevens, thanks for being with us. First of all, what a great start to your season. Ranked in the top 3, PIAA District 3, top of Division 1 in the York Adams League. Tell us about your team.
So they're a great group of kids. I'll start with that. They love the game of volleyball. Most of them spend off season playing clubs somewhere. There's a lot of coaches that have contributed to their development, so I'm really fortunate to kind of be in this situation. We've got great senior leadership. We've got 3 seniors on this team, and they do a great job of kind of being a solid foundation for the rest of the team to work from. So Dallastown fielded a varsity really of 8 kids last year. We have 12 on varsity this year. We have 6 of those 8 that are back, and have kind of filled in with some underclassmen who are just doing some great things.
Coach, your only loss of the season coming to Wilson. They're ranked number 1 in District 3. Are they the real deal? Can you compete with them?
I think we can compete with anybody. They are good. They've got a solid offense. They block really well. And I'm excited. I hope we get a chance to play them again. I'm not sure we played our best the day that we played them, and they may not have played their best either. I don't know, but I'd love to get a shot and play them again. They were certainly great competition. We've had some great matches, although that may be our only loss. We've had some great matches so far in the season, and it's great to be in the position that we're in now. Where we are kind of a month from now is really the determining factor, so hopefully things will continue to improve on our end as well.
When you look at the York Adams League, is Central York the competition? What's your thoughts?
So, the York Adams League, gosh, over the last several years, at the end of the year, a lot of times, it's Central, Dallastown, Southwest. Those teams are usually right in there. I think Redline's done some good things this year. New Oxford has played hard. Spring Grove's always part of that, usually in that top 4 somewhere. So our division in the YAIA is usually pretty strong with good competition, and I think that's important for a team to get better. You've got to be playing teams that are going to challenge you. So I feel fortunate to be part of a league that does that.
Now, Coach, you said that you have 3 seniors who are kind of a strong base for you. Tell us a little bit about your 3 seniors, please.
Sure. So we have Libby Bloss, and Libby played middle actually last year for Dallastown, and she is playing on the outside now. We have Erica Werner, who hit outside last year. She's playing right side this year and doing a great job. And then Shay Stevens is our libero.
Alrighty. Now, and you also mentioned that most of these girls play year-round. Is that what it takes now to be a good volleyball player?
Isn't that a great question? Is that what it takes? It's like any sport. The more you get your hands on the ball, typically the better you're going to be, right? Because experience is a big part of that.
Absolutely.
I think it's also good for kids to play multiple sports. Whether that's the benefit it does for them physically, or there's so much overlap from sport to sport. Doesn't matter if it's soccer or tennis or basketball. All of those sports kind of contribute to volleyball. It's just really hard to do it all. The girls volleyball club season is really long. This past year, this year, headed into club season this year, club tryouts have actually already happened. They happened in July. And club practices will start right after states are over, usually right after Thanksgiving, and it'll run into the end of May or the middle of June, depending on how much you travel. So it's hard, and it's hard for kids to play multiple sports doing it. But, for kids that have aspirations, I think maybe beyond high school, or even to just be really good high school volleyball players, the more you play, the better you're going to be.
We're speaking with Jackie Stevens, head coach of the Dallastown Wildcats. The Wild Things have a tremendous girls volleyball team. Coach, you talk volleyball. I mean, I played backyard volleyball. You start saying stuff like libero and defensive specialists and setters.
Right.
I mean, what are these terms? Tell us about the positions.
Some of the terms have become newer, maybe in the last couple of decades. If you've been around it for a long time, it's certainly changed over the years. So a libero is, you also hear it pronounced libero. I'm not sure there's really a right way or a wrong way to say it. I think they're pretty much interchangeable. So libero is a back row specialist. It is somebody who only plays in the back row. They are typically players who are really good at serve receive, really good defenders and serve well, but they're not people who play in the front row. If you think back to volleyball decades ago, you didn't have that specialist position, and they could, a defensive specialist can only go in for one player and play across the back. The libero actually can go in for multiple players and play across the back.
As you've mentioned, volleyball has quite a tradition in York County. And you coming then from a York County school like Spring Grove, which in the past has had some very good volleyball teams, how does it feel when you're coaching against your alma mater? Are there any mixed feelings at all?
I don't know if I'd call them mixed feelings. I had the opportunity to coach at Spring Grove after I got out of college, and part of that experience, I actually got to coach their current head coach. She played for me while I was coaching there. So I am super excited and proud to watch Liz and what she's done with that program. I think she's continued a very rich history of success there. So I wouldn't say it's mixed feelings. I enjoy competition, so there's no question but that. But probably the other feeling that I have really is a great sense of pride of how well Liz is doing and how well the program has done.
Coach, you were an All-American at Juniata College. What transfers from a player to a coach? We have a lot of players, we have a lot of coaches listening to the show. How does skill transfer to teaching?
So I don't know about skill transferring to teaching. There are a lot of really good coaches who may not have played at that level. So I don't think you have to be successful as a player to do well as a coach. I think for me, I had the benefit of really having legendary coaches. And, when I was at Spring Grove, I had Mary Jane Snyder. I played 1 year of club volleyball because girls club volleyball really didn't exist at least in this area when I was in high school. But my senior year, I had an opportunity to play. Bruce and Barb Kohler started a girls program along with their boys program, so I had the chance to play for them. And then, of course, going to Juniata, playing for Larry Bach. I think that as much as anything, I think the things that I've learned have really been through the coaches that I've had, even more so probably than any achievements I may have had as a player.
Yeah, Becky B talked about the York Adams League. You're right. You mentioned some what I'll call historic Hall of Fame type coaches coming out of the York Adams League. Back in the 70s, Carolyn Adams, the Susquehannock state champions, really brought girls volleyball to the York area, in my opinion. It's just the great coaches that came out of this league and what they brought and their ability to push the league forward and the competition better all the time. And Coach, you're part of that now. What's that feel like?
It's, for me, it's pretty cool. I don't like thinking about it that way because that makes me older than I really want to admit. But the legacy that those coaches have left have been other people that have come behind, and it doesn't matter if it's in the girls' game or in the boys' game. The coaches who are here, they've had the opportunity, a lot of them, to play for some of those coaches, and to even think that I've had the ability to coach people who have now gone on to coach and are doing really well. I'm super proud of that.
Coach Jackie Stevens, today we celebrate her success as Dallastown's head volleyball coach. What a tremendous coach and just a good leader, right, Becky B? Tremendous.
Absolutely, and we're lucky to have that kind of legacy here, continuing at Dallastown and York County, because she impacts in so many other ways as well.
Absolutely, what a successful season. So Becky B, will you please close in prayer, please?
Dear Lord, we just thank you for this time together, and we just thank you, Lord, for you bringing your word to us and for being with these athletes and these coaches throughout the week. We just ask you, Lord, to continue with your healing hand on Marvin Fisher and Robin Oliver and Caroline and Scott and Pam and Diane and Lisa and all of those others that have not been brought to our attention, but who need your loving care. And we just thank you, Lord, for guiding us and giving us enthusiasm for sports, Lord. They bring so much joy to our life, and please remind us, Lord, to be good sports and always to do our very best with you as our main focus.
And dear Heavenly Father, we thank you again for the opportunity to be with all of you every Sunday morning. You are a blessing in the lives of Becky B. and myself. And please, dear Heavenly Father, we hope that you bless all of our athletes and coaches and fans and parents throughout this following week. Amen. My friends, again, during the week and every Sunday morning, you can send your prayer requests to us at 717-350-8591. What a great lineup we had today, Becky B.
Absolutely.
Kennerdale's head soccer coach, they're off to a great season. Matt Logue, Dallas Town's volleyball coach. We just got finished talking with Jackie Stevens. What a great coach, great woman. They're off. I hate to say a typical season, but they just put together one good season after another, do the wild things. And when you talk about women's volleyball, and Central York's head football coach, this guy is one of the most respected football coaches in all of PIAA, if not one of the most respected high school football coaches in the United States, Central York's coach Janchik. So thank you to all of them for being with us today. Now, my friends, the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ and love of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you all. I'm Wayne McCullough. With me is Becky B. Thanks to WOYK for sponsoring our show, and also to our sponsors, Red Barn Home Decor. Thank you to Kelsey Jean and Collie Jane. So I'm Wayne McCullough and Becky B saying, go long.